Hello guys, in this video I will show you the build for the Fire Knight's Greatsword. For the main weapon I'm using the Fire Knight's Greatsword with the Flame Spear Ash of War. To equip that Ash of War you just need to go to a Grace and go to Ashes of War, click on the weapon, and here you can choose the Ash of War that you want. For this one I chose the Flame Spear, but you also can use the Flame Skewer, which is also really good. But I prefer the Flame Spear for this weapon with the flame art. Later in this video I will show you guys how to get this Ash of War plus the weapon. And I also use the Fire Knight Seal to cast the Golden Vow and Flame Grant Me Strength buffs. The Golden Vow increases attack and defense for self and allies, which is really good, and Flame Grant Me Strength just increases the fire damage. So these two buffs are really good to cast if you use this build. For the armor I use the Winged Serpent Helm for the buff that it gives for the Fire Serpent spell. And the body armor I just use the Fire Knight's armor because it looks good. For the arms and legs I just use the Rakshasa gauntlets and the Rakshasa greaves. These two pieces give you a 2% increased damage each, but they also let you take more damage. For me it's kinda worth it for that 4% increased damage. For the talismans I use the Shard of Alexander, Godfrey Icon, Fire Scorpion Charm, and lastly the Millicent's Prosthesis. Some alternatives that you can use in this fourth talisman slot are Two-Handed Sword Talisman, Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman. This just gives you an enormous boost in physical damage negation, which is really good, especially in the new DLC, because the bosses do a lot of damage. And you can also use something like Flock's Canvas Talisman. This is good if you cast your Fire Serpent a lot, the spell that we're using. In the Flask of Wondrous Physic I used the Stone Barb Cracked Tear. This is good for breaking the stances of the enemies. And I also used the Flame Shrouding Cracked Tear. This just gives a boost to fire attacks. To get the Fire Knight's Greatsword you have to come to this grace here, the storehouse first floor. When you spawn here you just turn around and take the lift behind you downstairs. Once you have done that, you will see a Fire Knight. This Fire Knight drops the Fire Knight's Greatsword, but the drop is not guaranteed, so you got to kill this Fire Knight maybe a couple of times if you're unlucky. For me it took around 10 kills to get the Fire Knight's Greatsword. If you're lucky you can get it maybe first time or second time. If you didn't get the Fire Knight's Greatsword on your first kill, you can just go back to the grace that we started from and repeat the process until you get the Greatsword. Tell me down below in the comments how many kills it took you to get the Greatsword. Now for the Flame Spear Ashes of War. You want to head back to the storehouse first floor and make your way up to the 7th floor. Once you arrive here, you just follow where I'm going right now. You want to pull this lever here in front of me. I already pulled it so I can't do it anymore. Once you pull this lever, this platform to the left of me will turn around and you can jump on top of it. For the stats, I would recommend a minimum of 60 vigor, 25 mind, 20 to 25 endurance or higher so you can equip some nice gear, 50 strength or higher is also really good, dexterity is also really good, it scales well with the sword, And in intelligence you don't want to put any points. And faith is our most important stat because our greatsword scales the best with faith. And in arcane you also don't want to put any points. I would also recommend that you level your weapon to level 25 as you see as I have it right now, because the levels scale the weapon pretty well. And to do that you just want to come to the round table as you can see right now at Disgrace, and you walk to this room here and come to this NPC and choose the first option, and here you can level your weapon. I would recommend a level of 25 because that's the highest level and gives the best stats. If this guide helped you guys out, make sure to like and subscribe as it helps the channel a lot, and see you guys on the next video. Goodbye.